Perfect.
What's the motherfucking deal? Welcome to the Den. Glad that y'all are joining me this evening in the Den. I'm going to be honest tonight, we're just going to kick it. Start a little bit later. It's New Year's Eve. I don't have a necessary topic. Just kind of a 2018 year in review. I'm your host, Honcho. We're going to bring in the new year the right way. And you got to forgive me because I'm doing some double duty right now. I'm in the Den, but I'm still tuned in to another live stream. So, again, I hope you're all doing well this evening. I hope all is good. I hope that you got a little momentum going into the new year and that everything will come out the way that you want it. But again, if you're not familiar with the Den is a place where we can have open conversation, where opinions are uncensored. Feel free to speak on what you want to speak on. So if there's some new interesting news or videos or anything y'all want to discuss, because I think I'm going to do a little bit of a different format going into 2019 with the Den. And so we're going to enjoy it, man. We're just going to enjoy tonight. Like I say, nothing real major. But we'll see what friends of the den we have joining us this evening. And we'll get to some good conversation, man. So, let's see. I see Mr. Rabbit, Jason S., Jeebus Christ, Hormone Monster, and Doo-Doo Child had a very interesting conversation prior to the den. Kenneth, Baker Man, DeMarcus, what's the motherfucking deal? Tex is the name. Dominic, Wink, what's the motherfucking deal? 335, what's the motherfucking deal? Miguel H., Jaja Era. Balin, what's the motherfucking deal? Already, man, yes. Happy New Year's to you and the fam, Balin. McVice, what's the motherfucking deal? So again, like I said, I hope y'all are all doing well. Yes, Kenneth, if you would just chill with the BS lyrics, man, you would find yourself having a much better time. I wouldn't have to ban you for no reason. It's not even just, it's just because you do it so often it gets annoying. Damn 21, I ain't even. I didn't either. So yes, sir. Damn. That's unfortunate. About fucking TSA agents. So it's good, man. Good to see you all. Let me make sure. Look, we can make sure I got everything cracked up. Give me a second. Get the stachios and all that good stuff. But again, like I say, we're going to have some changes next year. So this is kind of a good idea, actually. I want to know your suggestions. I want to know your thoughts on the den. You know, I want to know how y'all feel. If y'all were to make any changes, because like I said, I have some changes I'm going to do. Not so much with the live streams. I'm still thinking keep the live streams the same, but there's some other things I'm going to do with the channel. But I just want to know how y'all feel. And Kenneth, and I hear what you're saying about the beat. And I may consider it. I was going to tell you shut the hell up, but I may consider it. It's not a bad idea because I don't want to overuse it between both streams. But there's a couple other beats I've been looking at that I may swap it up with. I guess I'm going to do something fresh for 2019. Shaolin, what's the motherfucking deal? Already. Free Dominic. I don't know about Dominic, man. Hold on one second. All right, sorry, I had to send a little message there because that was crazy. Yeah, man, again, about to bust up some man. Look, stroke it 2 times for your boy, man. And so, man, okay. Yeah, I'm still a bit in Ray Street because you got some good stuff going on there. So I'm halfway in and halfway out. But it was an interesting comment that was just made. I had to address real quick. So my thing is this, man. Again, like I say, the den, and I like what we got going. I like what it's built up to. I like what it's become, to this point. And like I said, I want it to grow. I want it to become better. I was just thinking about the conversation we had the other day with the female sports thing, and I want to have more conversations like that. But I think to have more conversations like that, you have to have a more diverse array of people. And I'm not saying that y'all aren't diverse and y'all don't all bring your own thing, but like I say, most of y'all fuck with it from the sauce, and there's a commonality there. But But like I said, I'm just thinking of ways to bring in. But then it's like you got to be careful with it because you don't want to bring in the wrong type of people and just fuck up the culture that we've established here. You know what I'm saying? We have a good conversation here. You know. I'm dropping dead mixtape. Candace was saying, if you go say, look, tell your mama Gary said, look, go ahead, go put that in that care package, put that desk, that chair, the watch, all that shit. If you got a problem with it, send another one. You say bring back the Kush, new mods. I did say I was gonna add a new mod probably to the sauce. So we're getting up there when we get to 4K. I think I'm gonna add a new mod to the sauce. Yeah, I have a PayPal. It's a link, and I got to update the link. It's a Streamlabs link in the description, but it's I think they changed my link, so it was the Kush Den because that was the channel originally, but now it should be the Den Show. Let me put that in here for those who may be interested. Because they changed. I didn't even know they had changed the shit. But like I said, just kind of want to talk about goals this year. I want to talk about one meal. I don't know. Like I say, my thing is not necessarily about the numbers with the sauce, man. Like I say, to me, it's about the engagement. It's about being enjoyable. Like I said, I like being able to have the direct conversation. Let me make sure that's the right link. Yeah, okay, that's the right link. And like I said, I like being able to engage. Just, I don't ever want it to get. Man, I hit you last night on the PUBG action, man. You know what I'm saying? I definitely have to up the moderation. Like ain't no forget because here's what y'all got to understand. When I say these things, man, I'm absolutely genuine. It's about y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's not about me. Yes, I moderate a conversation. I steer a conversation. I create a conversation, and we come together as a community. But my opinion is no more important than your opinion, and that's what it's ultimately about. Like, I don't ever want to become like the fucking radio or the ESPNs or anything like that. So whatever it is, whatever it becomes is what it is. But it's about the back and forth. It's about having an environment like, to my original plan with this, like when I first started, like I said, I was talking with Kush, we was talking about Oswald, and I was eating cereal and all that other shit on the stream, and it was real ratchet. But it's about Scotty probably in the closet hiding somewhere. But it's about having a vibe like you could be able to have a conversation like with one of your partners, like one of your people, because I know everybody's not, available to be in the city. Sometimes people are elsewhere. They're all over the place. And it's about being able to have a conversation just like you chopping it up with one of your homeboys, like you watching the game or like y'all speaking about your favorite sports team at home. That's what it's about. It's not about me sitting here saying, this is what it's got to be. This is just, I'm telling you, I'm right about everything. This, and this. I'm going to tell you when I'm right. I'm going to tell you when I was wrong. I'll eat the crow. But it's about y'all, man. And that's what I think people really got to understand. Like, I'm not saying that just to say it or sound good. Like, I appreciate every minute of it. If it's 1 or 1,000, you know what I mean? Like, there's no, because I'm telling you, man, I tell y'all where I realized where I started at when this shit started, the mindset I was in and just things that were going on in my life and shit. Cushington can tell you, Baker Man can tell you, because they know more personal than most, because these are actually, real friends of mine. So it's just like, I don't know you, Kenneth. I don't like you too much. You all right. Kenneth, you all right. You just be running your mouth. And I'm serious. Like, whenever we do have a sauce meet and greet or a den meet and greet, I'm really going to slap you. Like, I'm dead serious about this shit. Like, it's not going to be hate. It's not going to be malicious intent behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I am going to slap the shit out your ass. So and so, like I said, I mean, like I said, there ain't gonna be no ill will behind it. It's just, you just got to get your mind right. Like, You be talking crazy sometimes. So, that's my thing. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. All right. Now, I had to show my love. I'm doing double duty. I was still listening to Ray Ray stream, man, because he has some good stuff going on there. So I was double dutying. Nah, I'm still on the Black and Miles, man. I'm still on the Black and Miles, man. Like I said, it's been like 6 months and some change, so I'm cooling. But like I'm saying, I don't know about y'all, man. It's like I say, the thing about it is, and that's why I say it's the little things, man, that I think I appreciate more than anything. When Ernest called in the other day and he was just talking about the authenticity of the sauce and the authenticity of, the den. And that like, to me, that means more than the numbers. That means more than like any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's how it's supposed to come across. Because I see a lot of the YouTube shit, and people start feeling like, look. I say I'm cool. I'm saying I'm a chill after this is gonna be my last pack, because I've been stopped. Like, I'll stop every now and then, and I'll blow every now and then, because I really don't like tobacco too much. I'd rather burn something, but I've just been on a hiatus until I set myself some goals until we achieve those things. But definitely when I get a new setup, plan to do some things. Like I said, I got some goals this year. And one of those goals is to, all right, now I'm going to focus a little bit more right just into the stream. But I'm going to focus a little bit more, man, this year, because what I want to do is I really want to create a legitimate soft sports situation. And what I mean by that is, I look at like not necessarily what Foster has, not necessarily what Rogan has, but something similar along those lines. I don't want to give all the details because I feel like, it's something different that I want to do. You know what I'm saying? It's something, like I said, I just have ideas that I'm surprised that I haven't seen people do yet. And so I don't, like I said, I don't want to go into too much, but this year I'm going to step it up a notch, take things a little bit more serious, and we're gonna get there, man. And like I say, it's not a me thing, it's an us thing, because like I said, a lot of y'all been supporting for, man, when I ain't shit, but it wasn't nothing. Like I said, it was ratchet as hell. It was some crazy shit going on. I don't even remember what the background, but just crazy shit happening. Oh shit, you leave them 11 minutes on the East Coast. Yeah, so look, some people get that early New Year, that Eastern. When you go to Atlanta, what is it? It's Eastern Standard Time. That ain't the South. Fucking Pimp C, man, was a motherfucking fool. But again, like I say, man, I have my own personal goals, because even to get it to this point, it's not something I never met. Like I say, when I'm sitting there fucking milk all in my fucking goatee and shit and talking shit with Shaq Kush, and he's being racist about Deshaun Watson, I didn't think that it would get to a situation to where it is now. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like there's so much more growth available. There's so much more I can do. There's been a lot of stuff in the background that I haven't really been speaking on too much. And, just like everybody has everyday life issues, man. So, you got to take care of those things. But my goal has been dedicated to try to be as consistent as possible. Who's the master? No, not too much, man. We just talking about goals and just where we're trying to get these things to, man. And old food stamp, yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. I've been trying to tell Shaq Kush to come back and educate us on the food stamp. And Shaq Kush, he just say, yeah, he don't even want to fuck with us the way you can call it every now and then, talking about little boys named Josh for some reason and all that strange shit. But Shaq Kush been back active. You know what I'm saying? And so that's always good to see. It's always good to hear from that. The fabs. The other day we was talking about some fabs, and he ain't want to, he wasn't around to give the proper definition. But like I say, just having goals for both of these things. Like, there's a goal for Sauce Sports. There's a goal for the Den. And, ultimately, like I say, actually establishing a legitimate venue. Cause like I say, y'all know I'd be trapping out the garage, man, and fucking, who knows if they ain't block Kenneth, out of block Kenneth. Kenneth just always getting blocked saying some old suspect ass shit. But, because like I said, it's just little things that bother me. But again, I got to work for it. I got to put in more work and get things a little bit more consistent. Damn, no shit. Word? Because like I say, with my situation, it's all the little ambient sounds, if you want to call them that, all the little fucking noises, those little things that bother me. And like I say, there's certain things I want to do. Like I say, I got to learn, more about production and how these things go too. Because like I say, I want to make the sauce line a little bit better, Denline a little bit better, as in, where you're not hearing all the bullshit. Like I say, I got to discover, what it is that they use on the radio as far as, handling the calls and things. But like I say, it would have to grow. It has to be more, like I said, I just have to make it more functional and financially sensible. Again, like I say, because I'm sure some of this shit it would only make sense for me to require me to have some type of assistance instead of trying to do everything at once while on the live stream. You know what I'm saying? And so getting that there, and like I say, you know what? That might be the motherfucking lick, right? Because like I said, a lot of this shit is just kind of figured it out. Okay, well, I got this idea, and I'll just start doing some shit and say, okay, well, this will work for now until I figure out some extra shit. You know what I mean? But you want smoke? Look, man, I thought we was trying to be peaceful into the new year, but if you want to smoke, man, I mean, shit, it is what it is. But like I say, man, and it's just like, all right, here we go. Like I say, and just I'm seeing what everybody's doing. Like I say, I want to be as much of a benefit to everybody as I can, because of everybody who's been a benefit to me, and just helping out along this journey. And I feel like from me to Ray to Wink to Wise to Spitz to from Phoenix to Hector, Tenny, Darren, everybody in the round. Like I say, Scrooston. And I'm not trying to overlook everybody or anything like that. Like I feel like we're new media, man. We're a new conversation in the city, a conversation that people are afraid to have. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn, say this, man. Hold on, look. I ain't been on a winning streak lately. I got like a 2-fight win streak over here. And so it's about making improvements, about getting there, taking it to the next level, man. And like I say, bringing to people a real conversation, not the same old hashed up shit that they getting off of, the major networks or even the fucking local radio stations. And every now and then the local radio stations have something good, but I think it's a different vibe that they get, fucking with new media as opposed to that old media. You know what I'm saying? He was off and had a daughter. What are you talking about? Yeah, like, come on, because like I say, and the thing about it though is part of that too is, marketing and proper promotion. And again, like I say, consistency, because a lot of people, they're just unfamiliar. They go to what they know, but when they discover new things, they enjoy it much more. LG had a daughter. No, because Paris had a son, didn't he? Paris had a son, I thought. But that's Scrooston. That's what I'm talking about. Scrooston, he's still been around. He just dropped a video the other day for the UFC fights. Excuse me. Yeah, Paris cool little motherfucker, man. And so, like I say, all right, Jason, don't get too inebriated. Be safe out there. Let's see, there go Real Family about to get canceled again with them Drake verses, or that Simpery. And I'm surprised. I was gonna say I'm surprised he wouldn't have said, he ain't said nothing about the Oilers. And I don't know. Look, I don't listen to no Travis Scott, my nigga. You just all that weird shit you listen to, I don't listen to. Stop coming up with rap verses. Think your own thoughts. See, that shit has infiltrated your mind. Be unique. Be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Be original. And so, like I say, you know, I always have ideas in the back of my mind, but it's about, like I said, getting some other things lined out, you know, taking care of personal business and then trying to grow this and getting it where it needs to go. But, you know, I feel like this year, from all the experience that's been gained from the past, you know, year and some change, I think I know what it takes more so now than you know what I did originally, because originally we was just jumping in trying to figure some shit out as we go, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. Man, ain't nothing wrong with inspirational music. I listen to it like shit. I be listening to I'll listen to motivational speakers like speeches, but sometimes people will put like a little fucking beat behind that shit or something, you know what I'm saying? And listen to shit like that. It ain't no rapping, it ain't no rhyming. It's just real message. Because I didn't think about it. When you listen to music, you listen to it. Well, most people listen to it for the message. Kenneth listens to it to simp, figure out new ways to carry backpacks and tie shoes and shit. This is how they doing in 2019. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Eric Thomas, super tough. Like I say, Eric Thomas. I listen to a lot of Jim Rohn, man, Zig Ziglar. What's the Canadian dude's name? Bob Proctor. Listen to some Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins had some other shit, babe. But I listen to a lot of that shit because, you know, a lot of people think that's a bunch of rah-rah shit. Man, that shit, honestly, that shit saved my life, man. I'm for real. Like, y'all, yeah, I mean, my mind was in a bad place. You know what I'm saying? Like, in a bad place, and just starting to listen to these things. Like I tell y'all about them books, and I repeat it over and over, but these simple things, man, we think life is super tough. We make life tougher on ourselves sometimes. And, you know, sometimes we think, them people, there's no way nobody's that positive. There's no way anybody's that fucking, you know, upbeat about shit. It takes practice, man. It takes learning. And sometimes, like I said, I regress a lot. But you gotta just want something different for yourself, man. And maybe, like I say, that's why I look at shit in a different way. Because shit, trust me, everything was negative, dog. Everything was terrible. Everything was terrible. It's that shit, that little fucking, I don't know if it's a channel or a fucking little sketch show or whatever, that everything is terrible, man. Like, it was just, that's how I looked at everything. Everything was negative. Everything was bad. Especially when you have a series of unfortunate events take place and you just like, man, come on, man. Like, this shit just can't be happening to people. Like, you know, you feel like, fuck, I'm a good person. I don't really be fucking nobody off. I don't really, you know, steal, lie, cheat, do nothing bad to nobody, you know, unless they, you know, owed it to a nigga or something, you know what I mean? And that was even way back when. And, you know, and just things like you go through a lot of shit and it seems like the rug keeps getting pulled from under you. You got a motherfucking me. You got a more. That boy say Static Shock. But for real, you know, man. And so, like I say, man, I try to do my best now to try to put people in a better mood. But like I said with the Den, you know, because the soft sports is going to be what it's going to be. The Den, though, is a harder thing. That's what she said. Because, like I say, you know, with soft sports, it's a common theme. Fans of Houston sports, you know, and everybody's not necessarily a fan of Houston sports, but it may be a particular team that they tune into the Sauce to hear. Obviously, they ain't been the Rockets this year because I've been lacking on that. But like I said, you know, starting new year, I promise I'm back on that. But, you know, no matter what Jay Dizzle thinks about the Rockets. But, you know, my thing is just that, man, I gotta figure it out. Because, like I said, I want to bring more vibes to the Den. Because, like I said, I keep thinking about that conversation about the women's sports. And it was great calls, man. It was very, very good calls. I already back a man. That's a bet. Yeah, definitely don't text and drive. Don't drink and drive. Don't even drive. Just call Uber. But, you know, and so that's why sometimes I overthink myself, you know, well, because I know in this day and age and the type of people that we have in this fucking society, man, take everything personally. You know, my sense of humor is, some people is dry, some people get it, some people is like, some people is like, yeah, you know, he just joking around, we just having a good laugh. And some people take shit super personally, you know. And so I think about it and just be like, sometimes I overthink myself, well, you know, I don't want this girl, because then, you know, you might have them haters come in. But, you know, you can't sweat shit like that. You can't overthink yourself. You just build and hope that doesn't quite happen, you know. And if it does, and that's part of my thing, has mainly been, you know, working on a contingency plan. Because I'm going to be honest, ultimately, you know, I want to keep using YouTube, but I can see the direction in which it's going. And ultimately, you know, it's going to have to be an independent platform that stands alone, so that we can speak a little bit more freely about the things that, you know, I want to speak on. But at the same time, I want to make sure that, you know, we still have these same abilities, you know, how we live stream and we have these conversations and things of that nature. So like I say, it's a lot more work going to happen this year, to get these things to where they need to be. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm wondering, man. That's what I'm wondering. How can we get us a small AM station? We'd be good then. 24/7 talking shit. But like I say, man, it's just about getting to that point, man. And because I think that's what's happening nowadays. Like, and what I'm starting to realize is people want to have real fucking conversations, but the world around us, you know, they want to tell you you're bad for speaking your mind. No, you're not. You know, they want to tell you you're bad for having your own thoughts about things. No, you're not, man. I'm a person who says, like, I have respect for everybody, but I don't have to like everything. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't have to be on board with all the new wave. Like in some senses, I would say, yeah, I may have progressive thinking, but in some senses I have more, maybe regressive thinking. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, some people on board with it, some people not. And even there's people here who may not always agree with what I say, but they still fuck with it. Because like I say, you know, like I say, when Aaron said the authenticity, because I'm going to keep it real with you. And like I say, I'm always trying to understand the perspective from which you come. I'm not going to insult you. You know, I'm not going to, unless you just come out talking crazy, your name is Kenneth. But, you know, if you're coming with logical, reasonable beliefs, like I know when D Love called in, man, look, I'm talking weed free. But like when you called in the other day and you had, you know, kind of spoke your piece on the, when we were talking about promiscuity. And, you know, and you called back and you said, you know, you thought people was going to laugh or kind of clown or nothing. That's not what it's about. It ain't about making fun of nobody, man. Like, if you are genuine about your beliefs, if you're genuine in what you're saying, man, like I say, I support anybody. Like I say, you don't have to agree with me. Like, people don't have to agree with me for me to be able to support somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I fuck with you as a person, you know what I'm saying? If I fuck with you as a person, like, man, we don't have to agree on nothing. But if you're respectful to me, I'm going to be respectful to you. You know what I mean? And I'll do anything I can to help anybody. You know, look, they was talking about me because I was still listening in the Ray stream while I had the den going at first. So I was pausing like, yeah, hold on, give me 1 second. Let me, you know what I'm saying? But, and that's legit though, man, you know, and that's what I say. I feel like in our little corner of the world here, we're building our own thing, man. And like I say, we just stay consistent. We will grow. And that's just what it's about, man. Like that's why I say, man, like you'll never catch no blatant blind hating from me, man. That's just not in my nature. You know, it's like, I want to see everybody win. You know, if you're really dedicated to what you're trying to do, if you really are passionate about what you're trying to do, man, I want to see everybody win. Like I'm not going to knock nobody. Like I say, even if I don't agree with you, you'd have to just say some egregious ass shit for me to be like, fuck that dude, man. Like, you know what I mean? And it's and even when I'm saying fuck that dude or something, it's probably just some stupid shit that a motherfucker may have said. Like I said, I don't have hate in my heart for anybody. But this is what we're gonna do, man. Is he going to hell? Yeah, nah, I ain't with that shit. Like, I've been fuck around in Times Square and got some anxiety or stuff, especially in New York. Too many weirdos and shit. Like, I'm always be looking over like, oh, what the fuck? I don't be too concerned with what these motherfuckers up to for me to be comfortable and shit. You know what I'm saying? But you'd have to be drunk in that situation. Man, have y'all seen this? It's a video I saw the other day. Oh my God. And it was a motherfucker in New Orleans. and they were basically, excuse me, they were basically asking people. God damn, I'm burping this sound tastes like pizza and shit. They were asking drunk people in New Orleans to basically tell their darkest secrets or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And man, when you drunk, you really have no inhibitions, man, because motherfucking bitch come on there, I got chlamydia. And she talking about, yeah, and so and so. I tried to tell y'all, but y'all got chlamydia too. And I was like, okay. Next bitch come on there talking about, yeah, last dude I was with, I was fucking his brother the whole relationship. Like, god damn, you can't trust these goddamn dirty bitch. But she looked like a brother fucker. Then one dude one dude talking about his fucking, he smashed his mama and her girlfriend. I'm like, what the fuck is really like? And that's what I'm saying. Like, it was it's some wild shit. Like, I don't know if it's New Orleans or what. One motherfucker on there was talking about he smashed his dad's old lady, his dad's new chick or whatever. So now his dad don't even want to claim him as a son no more. Another dude, it was another dude on there talking about he had chlamydia. I'm like, well, goddamn, motherfucker, y'all just cool with it. Y'all not going to get that shit cleared up. You can get that shit cleared up. You know what I'm saying? Like, go get that shit fixed. It was another weird ass thing somebody said on that bitch. Oh man, some dude talking about, yeah, you know, I was fucking this bitch from the back, man. I felt a whole set of balls, man. I fucked a man, dude. And I was like, oh no, like, come on, man. Oh my God. Like, that fucking alcohol is a motherfucker, man. Penicillin is a hell of a drug. Man, I'm talking about them motherfuckers was drunk, but that shit was funny as shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit, like, look, that might be how the den gonna get. Look, we might have to slide to New Orleans live on command. Or maybe 6th Street or something, go find where everybody drunk at and just start asking random questions. And then motherfuckers like, is this shit gonna be on the, are you gonna post this shit or something? He's like, yeah. Like, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? You say because nobody really cool. Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing, man. Ain't nobody gonna, like I say, if you genuine about what you saying, man, nobody's gonna clown. Nobody's gonna insult you. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, if it's real, and again, like I say, you ain't just putting on some shenanigans like fucking Kenneth be doing. You know, ain't nobody on that shit, man. Like I say, and that's what it's about. Like that's ultimately what it's about. But here's the deal: we're gonna open up the Denline, man. And like I say, I don't want to be on no resolution shit. I guess we could kind of do like we did in the sauce earlier, man. Kind of want to know what was y'all's highlight? What was y'all's personal? You know, nothing to do with sports, nothing to do with Texans, man. You know, your highlight of 2018. Personally, you know, if you had some ups, if you had some downs, whatever it is you want to speak on, you know what I mean? Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? We got a little bit. We got about 50 minutes or so. Motherfuckers they've been popping fireworks all goddamn night. We got about 50 minutes or so, and so let's talk about it, man. Let's just talk about it. Man up, what's the motherfucking deal, man? I hope everything is good with you. And so that's what I'll do. I'll open up the Denline here. And I'm doing that. Make sure y'all following the Den on all the proper socials. The Gram, the Twitters, Facebook, Den Show Live, and y'all already know how to find it on YouTube. So, there we go. And so, like I say, you know, my thing ultimately is I expect some differences. You know, actually some actual recorded videos. I'm going to start doing that for the Den, you know, coming in 2019. And so I think I kind of got a format that I think I'm going to fuck with for the Den. And then, like I say, still do the nightly live stream. But I think I got a format as far as what I'm gonna do with the Den to kind of generate the conversation, man. And like I say, because I want to have more Dens like that one we had the other night. But I think to have that, because the Den is mostly a male dominant conversation, you know, we want to make sure that, I don't necessarily want to say make them feel comfortable, but they can feel welcome. You know, feel welcome to, you ain't making them comfortable, but they can feel welcome to speak their piece, man, and what they want to say. Ready for 2019, man? Hey, just another day to me, man. But my problem with the 2019 is I got to remember to change the fucking calendar. And make sure or not the calendar, but make sure I change the fucking date. All right, we got a call coming in. Let's see what we got here. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Who we got called into the den this evening? This is who?
Hey, Honcho, I can't hear.
No, because you're deaf, nigga. Can you hear me now?
All right, there you go. But yeah, man, like, first and foremost, what's up? Hope you're having a good day. All jokes aside. But one of the highlights of 2018 for me was it's actually sports related, but it's not. It was after the Texans game, specifically the Seattle game. And I remember, since we lost in a heartbreaking fashion, I remember watching one of Darren's video a couple of hours later, and he was just going off on Bill O'Brien, saying Bill O'Stupid, and the title of the video was Bill O'Stupid, and I clicked on that bitch, and man, that shit had me rolling, dog. He said, man, send all the hate this nigga's way. Well, he was just like, I mean, Darren was just ready. His veins was popping out of his head. The nigga was just angry in the car and shit. Like, that shit was hilarious. He was like, send all the hate this nigga way. Bill O'Brien, you dumb motherfucker. Like, that shit had me rolling, dog. Like, that was some of the funniest shit I saw all year long, man. But that's all I wanted to say, man.
All right, Kenneth. All right. Well, appreciate you calling in, man.
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna let him make it. I ain't even gonna give him a hard time. So again, like I say, Cat Legend, hello. Dominic, hello. Say your highlight of 2018 is you're glad you was able to reinvent yourself as a father and as a husband in 2018. That's a good deal. And in what ways would you say that you reinvented yourself? You say Friday Nights Live with Shaq Kush. Well, shit, nigga, if you pull up, nigga, we've been waiting on fucking Shaq Kush TV for the longest. Shit, you even had a video or two that you ain't never upload, man. You know what I'm talking about? We've been waiting on. Had some very good conversational points, man, that needed to be discussed. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Good boy, Ray, man. What's up?
Ray, what's the motherfucking deal, man? How you doing this evening, Ray?
Man, I'm doing pretty good. Like, I wasn't going to call in until I saw Man Up say the highlight of 2018, and I'm glad I was to reinvent myself as a father and a husband. That must be a theme 2018, because that would be mine as well. You know, as I was saying on my stream before I bounced out, you know, as you get older and you get wiser, you learn things, and you then notice things about yourself and people around you.
Yeah.
Not only how you treat people, but how you talking, and you know, just your perspective on things. And yeah, that was a good post, man. He pretty much stole my he stole my stuff, man. He straight up stole. But hey, no, I agree with him, man, because you know, it's very hard. Self-analyzation is very hard to do. You know, when you're trying to figure out who you are.
Yeah.
It's very hard to admit when you've got a fault, and then when you got the fault, can you follow through and have the balls enough to do what you got to do?
Absolutely.
So, man, I think that was a great post, because I totally agree with that. It's really hard when you become a new father. Anyone who's a father knows this. You start learning how just they're like sponges, man. They soak up everything, your mannerisms, you know, how you act, even if they don't know how to talk. You know, like if you're someone who screams a lot, you know, and then he starts screaming a lot, and then you're like, oh damn, you know, like there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. And so reinventing yourself, and I wouldn't even say reinventing, I would say more along the lines of just coming to grips with knowing. I call it maturing, because you're maturing until the day you die. I don't care what anyone says. That's just the reality of it.
Absolutely.
And so when you can recognize that and put a plan on it and do what you got to do, it's a hard thing to do, but at the end of the day, you're doing it not just for yourself, but for those you love and those who you converse with on a day-to-day basis. That goes personally, professionally, it don't matter, any kind of walk of life. It is applicable to every direction in your life. So that's all I got, man. I'll hang up and I'll watch. Holla.
I appreciate it, Ray, man. And I definitely agree. I agree wholeheartedly, man. I tell y'all about my situation quite often. Like I say, I'm not a biological father. And like I say, the lady Honcho, you know, she has a daughter, and that was something that was difficult for me to embrace at first. We'll take this call and I'll get back into that. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Okay, this is Man Up calling in.
Man Up. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Happy New Year's to you, and what you want to drop at the den this evening?
Well, I wanted to say I didn't mean to steal Ray's line, but there's just something that, you know, I had to think about myself. I had to, you know, consider some things, some different things, you know, when it comes to like being a husband and father. You know, it teaches you patience. It teaches you to have a mindset to understand some things, you know, because we all different creatures on this earth, different beliefs, different lives, different structures, stuff like that. So when a lot of times, you know, when I talk with my daughter and my wife, you know, I find myself listening a little bit more, trying to understand a little bit more. And that's kind of what I meant by reinventing myself, you know, because I'll be honest with you, what I've been through in my life, I don't know where I'd be at right now. So that's how I figured. I said I had to reinvent myself because I thought about a lot of things in my life when I was before my wife and my little girl. Trust me, I was all out there. Yeah. But things have turned around, and I think those two was my blessing in my life. So that's the reason why I say I had to make things a little bit better for them too.
Okay. I can relate to that, man. I can understand that. And I kind of feel like a similar boat. Like I say, maybe not all the way. I'm still learning a whole lot, but I definitely understand where you're coming from, man.
All right. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for taking my call, and go back and watch the show.
All righty, man. I appreciate you calling in, man.
All right. Bye.
All right. Shout out to Man Up. Shout out to Daughter Up and Wife Up. You know, the whole Man Up family. Dominic, you know, I had 2 or 3 replies that I had in my mind that I was going to say to you. We'll get to that in just a second. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Hey, it's your boy Josh again, man.
Josh, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What you want to drop in the den this evening?
Speaking of New Year's, man, one of the high points, I guess, for this year is for me to, I guess, like this year, I just want to be honest, this year was kind of like one of the roughest times for me this year, just with everything, honestly, school situation. But I was just saying, what's hard, I think, is just to stay positive through all the bad times and stuff. But, yeah, I just hope that really 2019 will be better than what it was this year. But it just gave me more downtime to spend time with my family and everybody that care about me. And pretty much it just taught me that you can't control what other people do. If you show love and kindness to everybody else, that hopefully you get it back from people. But some cases you don't. So yeah, just hoping next year will be a little bit better, man.
Okay. Well, I put it like this to you, Josh, man. If you decide right now that next year will be better, no hope involved. I mean, you decide that no matter what, you're going to find the best in everything and you're going to push it to the maximum. I guarantee you that next year will be better. But you have to make that decision.
Gotcha.
All right. But I appreciate your call, Josh.
All right, man.
Already. But yes, Dominic. I don't know what kind of strange little incestuous situation you got going on with your cousins and your hopes and wishes, but I'm not the one. Okay? what I want you to concentrate on in 2019, Dominic, is getting you some hairs, some old yah, if you know what I mean. But you probably don't know what I mean because you ain't never got no hairs, no yah. You know what I mean? So you worry about that. And don't try to hit me with that, oh, if I really wanted to, I could probably do it. Do it. Make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And then come talk to me. Or actually, even then, don't talk to me. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got? Well, I think they knocked up on you, boy. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening? Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Yes, it's Energetic Ed Man. What would you like to drop in the den this evening?
So I just saw the stream. I didn't know you were going to stream, but I don't understand what the topic is about.
There's no real topic. We're just discussing, the highlight of your 2018 or the low light of your 2018, what you're seeking to get out of your 2019. No, not necessarily a resolution because, I feel about resolutions, but just, looking back on the year, recapping. Sometimes it's good to do it daily, and I don't do that enough, but, at the end of a certain period of time, it's good to look back and just kind of reanalyze. And it's almost like what Ray was talking about earlier, looking at things and then maturing. When you take a look back and look at your actions and look at, your behaviors in certain situations and you kind of reanalyze them, hopefully with a little bit more knowledge and a little bit more understanding. What would you say was the good and bad of your 2018? Kind of like we were talking about in the text and stream earlier.
So I would say my low light or my lowest, the worst part of 2018 for me was probably not being as aggressive. Maybe not. There was a lot of opportunities I guess I missed in terms of like opportunities to work with other people in the industry that I want to get into, and I guess that's just the nature of how I am. Sometimes I get too shy or introverted, so I guess not being as assertive as I should be going into the top of my. It should be like the time where I should start, being more aggressive. And so I would say that's kind of like if there was a specific one, I would say maybe not talking to one of the employees at Microsoft. He was actually really interested in my resume, and I don't know, I got too nervous and I didn't actually get back to him. So that's kind of like one of those what ifs.
And
so that's kind of the.
Well, why do you feel nervous? What do you attribute to, you being shy? I mean, is it something that you fear? Is it something that you're afraid of? Have you experienced rejection in your life or something at a critical point in time that maybe makes you feel that way? Do you feel like, you're not good enough, or what is it that you think makes you respond in a less aggressive manner?
Yeah, I would say rejection, with not just with relationships, but also with, kind of being, I'm kind of like in the smaller end in terms of, size. So I'm, not being the, like, when you're a little, in junior high or in high school, you're kind of looked at differently due to appearance and so I wasn't, that average size guy, kind of, the small end of the spectrum. So yeah, I wouldn't say I was bullied, but I wasn't really like that guy that really talked to a lot of people. It wasn't until I actually got out of high school, which I started to actually, kind of break out of that shell a little bit. Okay. So that's kind of something that I have to keep working on. To get away from that mental mindset of, being afraid or being paranoid.
Okay. Well, my suggestion to you with that is, you know, we were talking about belief systems the other day, and, you know, I was talking about self-auditing, and, you know, something you should look at is, you know, what do you have, what are you missing out on? I mean, the things that you can look at, you know, if you look at the situation where you were not as aggressive as you thought you should have been and what you missed out on, and is it worth, you know, I don't want to say embarrassment, or maybe not getting the opportunity, even if you pursued it, as opposed to not taking a shot at all. You know, like they say, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. And, you know, maybe spend some time kind of just looking back over all the opportunities that you missed by not being aggressive, and then think about what do you really have to lose if you are more aggressive. You end up in the same spot. So if you at least make an attempt, you know, you put yourself in at least in the position. If you don't make it, if it doesn't come out the way you want it to, shit. I mean, you at least you tried. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, and then I guess the highlight of 2018 would have to be, basically getting the internship, you know, after going through different companies, and, you know, it was a little tough to get through the whole process, but just having, you know, a high GPA and having, you know, that good resume, and then finally having that opportunity given to me, I think that kind of shows that if, you know, you put your hard work into something that you love to do, you'll get rewarded.
Absolutely. And again, congratulations on that, man. Like I say, I think that you know, the sky's the limit. You just got to get a lot of life, man, is us defeating ourselves. We do a lot of living inside of our own minds. And when I was younger, man, I defeated myself a lot too, because I talked about, you know, my religious beliefs and things initially, and how it formed my view of the world and the way I approached a lot of things. And so you have to, you just kind of gotta, you know, get out your own head sometimes and just get to living, and you see that you, like you said, you will be rewarded. So again, congratulations on that, man. And like I say, hopefully that takes you to another level in 2019.
Yeah, and I wanted to finish off with the question.
All right, what you got?
How would you overcome, let's say, you know, how would you overcome insecurity? How would you overcome, you know, not, like, let's say someone, you know, let's say someone wants to join a group or organization and wants to meet more people and wants to make more connections, but that person is afraid to make those connections because they feel like they're not up to their standards. How do you mentally overcome that barrier?
Man, again, like I said, that's another one. Here's the deal. I'll answer while you're on the line. When it comes to dealing with insecurities, man, it's a tough one, because again, that goes back to that situation of, you know, you in your own head. And the thing about it is, see, it's funny because we as people, you know, other people, you think when we approach other people, we think that they know all of our demons, all of the shit that we've dealt with, every time we failed, every time we fucked up, but they don't see it like that. And you kind of got to get out of your own head and look at yourself in a sense. Look at yourself the same way you look at other people. And because that's how other people are really looking at you. You know, when you sit there and think, well, you know, this time I did this and I fucked up, or this time I did this and, you know, I didn't come through, or whatever it is, you got to kill all those dead things. And the thing about life that's so great, man, that's so amazing about life is what you were, shit, even 30 seconds ago, you don't have to be right now. And so what I mean by that is, if you know the value of going and making those connections, you got to let go of all the bullshit that you think you are. Those are actions. Those are not defining. Those actions or those things that happened in your life that made you feel insecure don't define who you are. They were just moments in time. So what I'm saying is, most people are not aware of that shit unless they've been close friends and close family and all that other shit, you know, that were going through it with you or whatever else it may have been. And even then, most people don't realize it. You gotta find a way to let that go. I'd have to think on it a little bit more, maybe to give some better tips, but just off the top of my head is just it's really about, we have these voices in our head. Some people got one, some people got two. And what I say by people like, oh, it's not that you're crazy because you have two voices, because you got one voice in your head that'll say, hey, go, go, go. You got to do it. You got to do it. But then you got that other voice that kind of cuts it off like, no, you're not good enough. No, you know, the one voice is telling you, hey, this is what I need out of life. This is what I want to achieve. And when you start going in that direction, that other voice is like, but you're not good enough. But it's that voice that tries to pull you back. You gotta learn how to shut that other voice up. You know what I mean? And you have to be able to stick with that main voice that wants to drive you. That other voice that tries to hold you back to your past and all that stuff. You got to find ways to shut that voice up. I had some things. I don't know if I still have them, but if I do come across them, some little ebooks and some little suggestions, I'll see if I can get them to you if you want them. But yeah, you just got to really learn how to cut that secondary voice off. That's the voice that stops you from making those moves, because you know what you want, you know what's best for you. But again, like I said, it's that secondary voice that keeps you from achieving those things. So that's just an exercise. You'd have to work on it. You have to work on like shutting that voice up. You have to work on, you know, killing the negative self-talk. Like as soon as you hear that negativity, you know, come to mind, as soon as you start, you know, you feel that negative thought coming to mind, you got to find a way to flip that. And once you get used to flipping that voice or flipping that thought into a more positive voice, you'll start seeing those insecurities start to dissipate. You'll start taking more action, because that negative voice is what stops you. It's not the world around you. It's not the people themselves, because you're imagining in your mind before you ever do any of this stuff, well, they're going to think this about me. They're going to feel this way about me. And that's what stops you. And none of that shit is real. I mean, you create this false world, this false belief in yourself. And it's what prevents you from, you know, taking those steps forward. So, I think you gotta look at it like that, and you gotta figure that out. But it's ways. You just gotta cut that voice. And like I say, because that voice it becomes a habit for so long. Once it happens for so long, you start listening to it. You just gotta be able to stop that shit. And so like, it takes a little bit of work, takes a little bit of practice. But if you recognize that, you can solve that problem.
All right, yeah.
Y'all in the chat crazy.
All right,
we appreciate you.
I appreciate that.
All right, hey man, appreciate the call, man.
All right.
All right. And also another recommendation that might be good too is actually putting yourself out there sometimes, and just getting out there. And sometimes, hey, you may fumble, but if you keep putting yourself out there, you can learn to build confidence, or put yourself into a situation where you come in constant contact with conflict. You know, that's what they say, you know, taking like martial arts or a thing like that, some type of combat is good, because, you know, it helps you learn how to deal with conflict and think as you're dealing with conflict. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Hi, Honcho.
I want to use a particular word. I want to use a particular word. But I have to remember that this is YouTube. So, what's the motherfucking deal? We got calling into the den this evening.
What's the
Hey, it's Roy Josh again, man. But thinking about what you just said a little bit, it's not like, you know, like I'm going to the next year positive, like saying like, going to the next year positive, like pretty much claiming that I'll receive everything that I'll receive this year. But and it's due to the fact that I don't know if you watch Black Mirror like that. I just got watching the episode that Bandersnatch episode, and
don't tell me nothing about it. I ain't watched it yet. I ain't watched it yet. I plan on watching it tomorrow. Don't tell me nothing about it. I fuck with that Black Mirror. I fuck with that Black Mirror tough.
Oh shit, my bad. All right.
But yeah, but we'll go ahead.
Yeah, but okay. So this is a little I'm gonna say. Pretty much like you pretty much write the book on your life. You pretty much can decide what happens to you as a goal and for a career standpoint. So I believe that it's on your hands, man. And that's the thing with it, man. I'm trying to get where he at right now, because he's farther in than I am. So really, like I said, like everything's in your hands, and you pretty much decide how your life is going to go. So that's all I'm gonna say about that, and I'm gonna let you watch that Black Mirror episode, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay, definitely. I'm gonna check it out. Like I said, I saw it the other day, but I'm holding off. I'm gonna watch it probably tomorrow or something like that. But yeah, definitely. And I see y'all in the chat talking about sport, and I block y'all asses like Kenneth, goddamn. But yeah, man. So and he is right, man. You write the book on your life, and a part of that book is the introduction, and you write the blueprint for teaching people how to treat you. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Honcho, this is Ray.
Ray, what's the motherfucking deal? What you want to drop in the den?
All right, man. This is in regards to Edmund, man. For all the blustering and bullshit aside, for the back and forth with him, I highly suggest that if he's someone that likes to read, that there are 3 books he needs to read that'll help him out with his issues as far as this particular topic. One of them is called Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Coleman. It's a really good book, man. It's taking an objective look at things, but using subjectivity to kind of level you as a person. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds, so to speak, to make it in a short kind of synopsis. Or The Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey.
Yes,
Covey. That's another good one. That's about people who have overcome extreme odds, or it's the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It's kind of like a habitual step guide to getting to a certain point for people who are obviously have been highly effective people in their lifetimes and have overcome adversity and stuff like that of that nature. And the last one, and the one that's probably the quickest read, and it's the easiest one in my opinion, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and It's Always the Small Stuff by Richard Carlson. That book, it will open your eyes, man. So if you're a reader and you like reading things, you like trying to always better yourself or try to handle your mistakes or try to work on your inadequacies as you think they are inadequacies, those are things that you should look at. I mean, it's never a bad thing to try to better yourself in any area of your life, no matter what. So I honestly think that they're good books, man. You definitely need to take a look at them. One of them is kind of a read, kind of drawn out, and you got to kind of maybe reread a couple of it. It's a very hard book to understand. I'm not saying you're illiterate thing. I'm just saying that, I think I'm a fairly educated man, and I had to go back and reread shit and highlight shit just like it was a Bible, because there's a lot of things I didn't quite understand, and I had to go back and try to analyze it from a personal level and then apply it versus things that, are just simple reading comprehension, because a lot of it's not simple reading comprehension. Because you got to think these are kind of self-help books, which is redundant in itself, by the way. Because if it's self-help, you didn't need help from someone else to write it. You would have wrote it yourself. That's help, not self-help. Anyways, I'll go on. I can go on that forever. But anyways, that's just the shit that comes to my head. So y'all forgive me, man. Just saying. I think a good place to start for anyone is learning the difference, especially nowadays, the difference between objective and subjective wording or verbiage or language, because one of them is facts, which is I try to be objective. Perfect example, my channel, I say I'm keeping it ridiculously real because I like to use facts. Everyone usually accuses me of being a Houston Texans fan because I'm not a homer and I don't think that everything they do is God's gift to everything. It's because I use objective facts to form my opinion. That is not unrealistic, and that is something you can do. Subjectivity just means I'm just an emotional little bitch all the time, and you can't be like that. You can't be like that. This world right here would just eat you up if you live in that subjective realm your whole life. Trust me when I tell you that. I will say this and this is speaking to you personally. I understand the insecurity thing. When I first started my channel, damn, man, 5 years ago. Holy shit, it's been that long. Believe it or not, I was insecure as hell back on my earlier videos, bro. Like you probably couldn't tell, but that was just me trying to find myself at that particular time because, again, unfortunately as men, and I don't care what you say, anyone in the chat, unfortunately as men, we take a long damn time and we're stubborn as hell to come to the reality of we just immature as shit. Wow. And that's just the reality of it, man. And it takes women a lot less time and it takes us a lot more time. So you just got to think of it like that. But anyways, I just wanted to splash that on him because, I mean, you know, I can understand where he's coming from. It's not an easy thing to overcome, but there are, you know, books out there that can help you with that. And, you know, and again, you know, don't be afraid to just, like Honcho said, man, a lot of, when you get older, my age, Honcho's age, you get really tired of hearing the what ifs. Mm-hmm. You know, man, what if I would have done that? Why didn't I say something at that point? Because I was scared or I was insecure about the rejection of it, or, you know, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. So, you know, just look at it like that and just, you know, go from there. All right, I'll holler.
Already, Ray. Great call, man. Great call. And, man, them books that he recommended are ace on point. Now, I haven't read, I've heard about emotional intelligence, and I've heard about Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. I haven't read those. Fucking 7 Habits. I let my homeboy borrow it, and I know I ain't getting it back. I'm just going to buy me another copy, man. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the Denline this evening, man?
God damn, it's about fucking time I get on this son of a bitch.
Well, it's all popping like the sauce line tonight, man. What's the motherfucking deal, Jay Dizzle, man?
First of all, I'm just to fuck that. I'm just to say how I feel about this shit. I'm getting sick and tired of you soft ass motherfuckers all the time. And yeah, you too, Honcho, goddammit, talking about what you was in your past. You don't have to be there for the rest of your life. Yeah, the fuck you do. This is the thing right here. This is the thing right here. Okay? I get what you're trying to do. You're trying to change your frame of mind. But what a lot of people just can't seem to get past is that emotional fucking stagnancy, for lack of a better fucking word. If you went through some shit, you need to learn and how to find a way to deal with that shit. And learn something from it. Take what you can out of it so you don't get in that fucked up situation ever again. So, yes, everything that you were at some point in time in your life, keep that shit with you. You was a prostitute back then and you sucked 1 million dicks. Well, bitch, you sucked 1 million dicks. Just because you don't want to think about sucking 1 million dicks don't stop you from having sucked 1 million dicks before, bitch. Yes, that's what you was. Okay, now if you want to be a housewife now, don't be that. But remember where you started from. What forged you into making you the person you are now counts. All of that shit matters. The only thing that we got to go by or how we know anything is history. Because somebody had to go through that shit before you and they wrote that shit down in a book somewhere. So you can fucking read it and learn it. What made them them is what's helping make you you. All of that shit matters. So don't sit up here and try to tell me, well, you shouldn't be the same person at 30 as you was at 20. You should be that person and then some. You should have been molded yourself from that person. But remember, you built on that experience. Experience is everything. When you act like you ain't learning shit and you keep doing the same shit over and over, that's the shit that you shouldn't be doing. You got to have some kind of growth. But remember, every tree got roots, so where the fuck you start from helps you branch out into somewhere else, bro. It helps you get closer to the sun. Because you ain't shit without them roots. You a dead motherfucker. That's just what that is. So don't sit up here and try to sell me on some, no, hell no, I ain't trying to hear that shit, goddamn. No. But when you truly get to that point in your life, when you stop giving a motherfuck how people feel about what you think or how you feel, that's when you can be capable of doing anything. To me, that's the honest to God truth, because when you stop giving a fuck about what a motherfucker say, what a motherfucker think, or what limitations that motherfucker think that he can put on you, you can do whatever the fuck you want to when you truly don't give a fuck. But in the back of your mind, like you said, Honcho, you got the other voice saying, well, no, hell no. Don't even listen to that motherfucker. You got to be your own voice. But at the same time, when you going out of the limit, you doing something. You got that one voice that said, fuck it, go ahead and do it. And you got the other voice that said, man, I'm not sure about this. You still need to listen to both voices, okay? Because there is a positive and a negative to everything. But you need to weigh the positive and negative. If it's more positive than negative, then it seems like that would be a better decision. Sometimes when it's more negative than positive, you know there's a risk involved. So, yes, you should always take all the information you possibly can in mind while you're making your decision. So, yes, you need both voices, no matter what it is you're doing, because sometimes you could be setting your own self up for failure. Your eyes could be bigger than your stomach. You know what I'm saying? You thinking you can take all this shit on, but it end up being too much for you. Not to say that it's going to be like that 100% of the time, because nothing, absolutely nothing in this world is a sure thing. And once you really, really understand that concept, you can handle your motherfucking business. That's all I got to say. I ain't trying to be negative. I'm just keeping it 1,000 like I always do.
I got you. But I can agree with what you're saying on that aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? I see where you're coming from. And I don't think that we're saying different things. I think it's in the form in which we're saying. And when I say that you don't have to be what you are, I'm saying that you don't have to respond the same way that you always have. But I definitely agree. You have to build on. And if you don't have those learning experiences to build on, you won't know what you're building on. So I can agree with you on that. I can definitely agree with you on that one. I don't know if you're still there or not. I'm not sure if you're still in, but good call there, Jay Dizzle, man. But like I say, I can agree with that. Like I say, because you do have to build off those things to realize when you fucking up or you doing these things. Let me see how much long we got. We got about 12 minutes. You have to realize that you fucking up. You got to realize that you are, doing that bullshit. And then that's when you have to come to the realization that you have to improve and do better. And I think when you take the time to see where you're coming from, I can agree with that. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling on the den this evening?
It's Ray, bro. Jay Dizzle, stop calling in, dog. You were disheartening motherfucker sometimes, huh? You drive me crazy. Motherfucker, what do you call wisdom, bro? Wisdom is from your experiences, you forehead ass boy. What's wrong with you? You know this? We ain't saying being soft. We just saying learn from your experience and get wise. Boy, I love you, Jay Dizzle. You my dog, man. I'm out.
Already, Ray. Goddamn, this damn better than the damn the damn fucking women's sports did. Goddamn. But man, that's that. I mean, and that's what it is. But that's what I say. Like I say, I think we're sending the same messages, but we're sending them in different vibrations, if you will. But yeah, I mean, but that's what I say. Like, I mean, but you have to realize that, and that's what it is. I'm saying acquiring wisdom. And it was a key word that Ray said in his first call, or the call right before this one, and that was apply. And I think that's the biggest issue that most motherfuckers have, is that, because we can recommend you these books, or we could tell, like you said, and I'll repeat them again: Emotional Intelligence, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. It's all small shit. And so, what's up, man? What's the motherfucking deal? But the thing is, if you don't apply any of that shit, it's all fucking worthless. And so what a lot of people end up doing, and my recommendation when it comes to reading too, is this. Don't fucking try to read the whole fucking book. Read a little bit at a time and apply that shit immediately. Once you've read that shit, you've been given the fucking knowledge. You're giving the example, like Jay Dizzle said, somebody had to go through that shit and they wrote a book about it. And I tell y'all, man, when I went through my shit, I had my little legal situation. And again, like I said, that shit carries on to this day, still, causing problems and stuff. So I have to go back and just kind of revamp myself sometimes. First thing I did, man, I was searching for a fucking answer, and I came across a Will Smith video. We got about 9 minutes before we count down here. And it was a Will Smith video, man, and he said that shit, that it's all in a fucking book. And somebody went through, he's like, no matter what problem you had, somebody done had that same fucking problem, and they wrote a book about it. And so that's what you have to do. You have to take it in small chunks, because you're not, if you've been living your life a certain way for, like me, fucking, 30 something years. What's the motherfucking deal? We got called into the den this evening.
It's Edmund, and I'm wondering if is it a mentally diseased to be gay?
It's not a mental disease, but it's a disease to be a Dominic. So don't do that. My thing anyway, like I was saying, is that, if you've been living your life, the majority of your life, if it's like I say, me 30 plus years, or if you 18 and you've been living you've gone through people, you've been adjusted, it might be 10 years for you. You might have had an experience in your childhood that molded you to be a certain way or something like that. But what you got to understand is it's not going to change overnight. So what you got to do is take that shit in small bites and apply that shit Read and apply until it becomes fucking habit. And then you start again. And like I said, I agree. Don't forget where you came from. Don't ever forget where you came from. I'm not ever telling you to do that. But at the same time, you don't always have to be of the same character and the same behavior as who you were. But again, you got to know where you've gone. I mean, you got to appreciate your growth as you do grow. You got to look back on yourself. That's why I talk about, self-auditing, when I talk about belief systems, recalibrating what you believe, and you do it from time to time. And sometimes you don't realize it. Like, I mean, you ain't, 20, 30 years old, still fucking believing in Santa Claus. When you had that paradigm shift, when you had that adjustment, you start thinking about things differently. You might have thought your parents, God damn, my parents are a bunch of fucking liars. It is, you know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? You just have to always be checking the way that you think. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling on the den this evening? Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Who we got calling on the den this evening?
Hey! You know that guy that called you last time?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it is his cousin though. I'd like to apologize for what he said. So, to let you know.
Oh well, if it's who I think it is, trust me, we know that he's quite special. So we've gotten used to his specialness. You ain't got to apologize.
I think he's really dumb. As his cousin, but to let you know.
No, really, you ain't got to apologize for him. He got to be his own man. You can't save him all the time. But you do you. Let him do him. He'll learn it on his own. But I appreciate the call.
Oh yeah. Hey, no problem. Hey, Happy New Year's.
All right, Happy New Year's to you too, man.
All right, take care.
All right, you too. See, Dominic, why you ain't got it? Why? See, Dominic, obviously your kinfolk got some sense. Why don't you have sense? What's wrong with you, Dominic? Why? What is wrong with you? We worry about you. Hopefully, you'll make the the proper changes. They say you're probably not right, but you watch porn for 2 years. Hey man, do what you got to do, Jack. At least you ain't. I'm still laughing about Ray in this stream. At least you ain't out there Roethlisbergering anybody. So you got to do what you got to do, man. If it was, it wasn't. Somebody is I don't know, representing for you, whatever, Dominic. Who was? I can't remember. Was it Danny or Dominic that used to have the chickens? Who was got attacked by the chickens? I can't remember. One of y'all little motherfuckers. What's the motherfucking deal? We got called into the den this evening.
And one more goddamn thing, Honcho. Where in the fuck is the crow at?
Man.
How you just gonna kill my nigga off? Don't even mention him no more. Don't even bring him back or nothing. I want to see the hat, the cigarette, the glasses, all that. Bring my nigga back, man. Stop bullshitting.
That's a bet. The crow will be back in 2019. He will be back. I had a crow ready tomorrow. I got you. Man, that's funny because I had a couple other people ask about the crow, man. The crow will be back, man. The crow had been chilling, but I'm gonna bring him back. I'm gonna get him set up right. I'm gonna get him set up right, man. Man, well, that's a name I ain't seen in quite. King Folker. I haven't seen that name in quite some time, man. What's the motherfucking deal? What's the motherfucking deal we got called into the den this evening?
Hey, it's your boy, Roman.
Roman, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What you want to drop in the den tonight?
Nothing, man. I just want to say Happy New Year to everybody, but I'm about to lay it down. But I thought you was streaming, so I said, let me call in Honcho real quick. But yeah, just Happy New Year to everybody. And Jay Dizzle, don't think I'm hearing when he talked about that aluminum foil house. I heard that when he was talking about soft sports. He said that about me. I heard that. But it's all cool though. Like I say, all respect to everybody. Hope everybody have a good New Year. I'm out, man.
Already, Roman, man. Happy New Year's to you too, man. I appreciate the call.
All right, man. Anytime, man.
Already. All right, man. We got a couple of minutes here. Do I have a limit? I don't even think I got no fucking countdown clock. Look, we'll get it figured out. We'll figure it out just whenever that bitch fucking hit. Goddamn. Let me see what we got in this. But let me see here. Okay, yeah. I just use the fucking the computer clock whenever it fucking get ready to count down and all that good shit. I should have set that up because I think they got a thing on here where I could have done a little countdown, dilly dally, but I don't know how to do that shit right now. It's too late to be trying to figure that shit out. Let me see. No, that ain't it. Nah. So, again, here's the deal, man. Like I said, I just want to say shout out to everybody, man, and everybody who's been riding with the den, with the sauce. Just, and then, like I said, it ain't no. Like I said, I tell y'all all the time, I want to see everybody win. But the only way you're going to win is put that effort in. And another thing Ray said when he was talking about, man, sometimes being nervous when you first start streaming. I know a lot of people talk about they want to start on a channel, man. I say do that shit, but trust me, I know the feeling. And like I say, when it first started, I was just on some other shit, like I say, talking shit with Shaq Kush. But yeah, sometimes them first few, they would be nervous. Sometimes, it's not so much anymore because I guess, you do it so much, you start getting used to it. But those first few, the first quite a while. You definitely, you got to make, am I presenting this right? How is this coming out? How does this look? And, you wondering how you are being portrayed or whatever else it may be. So again, it's definitely something to consider. Look. But again, like I said, everybody who've been fucking with it, if you're off your own, I know people got lives and things like that, and so they've been on vacation in the Bahamas for 4 months. God damn, I know you've been enjoying the sights. God damn. Look. You know what I'm saying? God damn. We'll hit that hoe 2 times for your boy Mello. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And it is what it is. Let me see where we at. Okay, hold on. Let me pull the clock up. Got about 30 seconds. Dominic, your ass don't stop calling. Look, let me go ahead and get this properly prepped. But again, man, like I said, I just want to say shout out to everybody, man. And like I say, everything that you want to achieve in your life is yours for the taking. And where we at? Let's get this countdown. We're at 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy motherfucking New Year's. What's the motherfucking deal? Set it off. I brought the fireworks in the little TV. Man, hey, it's 2019, man. We're going to get it this year. Like I said, I appreciate everybody who came through and tuning in, man. Happy motherfucking New Year. This might be a trend. I don't know if we're going to do this next year, but goddamn, I appreciate y'all. Again, like I say, the support, man, they setting it off now. Look at them. Like, see now, you an hour back. Man, now, I think about this. And again, talking about where you've been at and where you come from. Like, see, where I'm at now, I'm cool because I know that's fireworks. But from where I came from, that wasn't always fireworks, my nigga. That shit was some other shit. You know what I'm talking about? Look, it might have been a little bit of fireworks, but niggas wasn't $4 fireworks. There was some other shit going off. You know what I'm talking about? So, it is what it is, man. So like I say, with that being said, man, it's a good deal. Again, like I say, I appreciate y'all, man. Like I say, I wish the best for everybody. I wish good health for everybody. And like I say, this is going to be a year. They talk about the Cougs with the H-Town takeover now. We talking about H-Town new media. You know what I mean? Like I say, J&J, Saw Sports, the round table, everybody, we all finna take over for the 2019. And so we've been low key, you know, building the base, building the following, but we finna take it this year. We finna take it this year. Do everything in my power to get us to that, to get us the recognition, to get us on the level that we need to be on. Because it's time, and it's like I say, it's not in any spite of anybody who's doing anything else, but I feel like we provide something that nobody else is doing, and so we gonna make it shake. I might fuck around and do a little mix. Yeah, man, I tell y'all shit. When I used to live in Beaumont, it was some tough times, man. Shit, it was some tough times. I tell you, I remember times like shit. My dad, I don't know what the fuck he called himself doing. Called himself remodeling and shit, you know. Man, shit, toilet be all fucked up. I ain't got no shame in that shit. I know where I came from. I know where I'm at. I'm nowhere near close to where I need to be. You know, like I said, I had to push the reset button from some bad decisions that I made. But we're going clear. We're going nuclear this year. I know fucking Scotty probably scared like a motherfucker, probably in the closet crying like a little bitch. But you know, it is what it is. I may do a little fucking funky ass mixer action. Just cause I'm up for a little bit. But again, man, like I say, I need to go check on him because he probably low key low key chilling and shit. He said he was in some tough times in Fifth Ward Niggas Home. And that's what I'm saying, man. Like I say, you know, when you can look back and know where you had to, where you done came from, you appreciate it more. You know, if you never had to climb up a couple of levels, if you always been a certain, you can't appreciate, like you can be happy, but I don't think people can appreciate it in the same level whenever you know, when you know what it is to struggle, you know what I mean? And then you get to a position where things are A-okay. But the thing about that is you never take that shit for granted because, you know, anything can always happen, man. So, again, with that being said, man, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I'm going to wrap it up for the den. And I thank y'all for, you know, spending this time with your boy, and I appreciate y'all, man, because, like I say, it was a good deal. I'm glad we made that shit shake. King Foka, good to see you. Hope you'll be back around. But with that being said, I'm going to slide to the mixer for a little bit, so I'm going to talk a little shit on the mixer. And I won't do no Tomb Raider tonight. I'll do something a little bit different. I'll probably be on mixer like 10 minutes or so. You know, I'm going to go check on Scotty, make sure he's cool. You know, make sure you don't need a little stroll or anything like that. And then we'll slide through the mixer. But with that being said, man, sincerely appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. Y'all have a good evening. Y'all love your families. If y'all out and about, be safe. If you're in, stay cool. Eat your, what is it, black-eyed peas and what is it? Is it cabbage and black-eyed peas? I forgot, whatever it is. Spinach and black, whatever the fuck it is. Well, yeah, I can, cabbage, that's what the cabbage. Now, I don't eat no chitlins, nigga. If you eat chitlins, do that on, you cook them on your own accord. You deal with that shit on your own. And man, I can agree with you on that, man. Like I said, it took the lady Honcho to really help me start getting my mind back. Like, cause even after, like I said, I had read a lot of things, but like I say, some incidents that just took place and kind of fucked my head up, put me in a real dark spot. And like I say, she helped me kind of get my mind back right. And so I'll always appreciate her for that. So, you know, like they say, they generally say behind every good man is a good woman. Sometimes they be way, way, way behind, but because they motivate you, they might not have been so good. They might have motivated you to go in the other direction, but you know. So I mean, like it is what it is, man. But again, like I say, sincerely, man, I appreciate y'all. I don't want y'all to ever think I take none of this shit for granted, because I do not. And I appreciate all the support, all the love that y'all have given me so far. And like I say, and that motivates me to want to bring better, to do better. And like I say, take this thing to the next level, man. And trust me, y'all gonna be there for the whole ride. So with that being said, though, I'm out, man. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. I ain't even gonna kick y'all out because old funky ass Ken is still around. I ain't gonna hate, man. But Happy New Year's to all of y'all. And I'm out, man. Appreciate all the calls, man.